everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, then these readings that I do, the monthly readings, I tend to premeditate on the cards, which then allows me to do my little bit of added poetry at the end. And today I'm going to be looking at the star sign of Gemini now for this reading. So my little bit of poetry is on this card here, so I'm just going to move that out of the way to start with. The decks I'm using today, guys, are both by Colette Baron Reid, so I'll just drop the links below. And we've got the Good Tarot and the Wisdom of the House of Night. So without further ado, I'm just going to get on with the reading for you. So the first two cards, guys, that came out for you were the Love card, and that came out with the Five of Air. And when I looked at the first card here, we've got somebody sitting outside a building as such, but I thought to myself, I was picking up that you are waiting to hear on some information. Basically, I feel like it's something that you've applied for to do, and you're just waiting on the result of something. It's just important information that you're waiting on, whether that would be information legal wise on something or other, or whether it's to do with you've applied for a job and you're waiting to hear whether you've got the job or not. And it's just that anticipation that you're waiting for. It could also be you're waiting for results from medical tests as well. And it's just, you know, it's just that feeling of anticipation that you're just waiting on results. But as I looked at it, I felt it was more of, because it's come out as the card, as I say, it's a passion. It's something that you're waiting passionately on this instance, because of the building here, the pillars here, I was just drawn to, like it was an organisation. So I was just drawn to the fact that you know, some of my gems could be waiting to hear whether they've been accepted either in a college, whether they've been accepted in a university. It's just like you're in a waiting game at the minute for this important information, whatever that may be. But that's what I was picking up on. And with the Five of Air as well, it's like to say, whatever information you get and you're waiting for, it's going to take you to higher places. You're basically going to be flying high. So on this, you know, what I was picking up really was either it's to do with, like I say, you're waiting for information to come through, guys, for whether it's a job application you've put in and you're waiting to hear whether you've been accepted for that job, or whether you've been accepted for a college or university, because, you know, getting that right information, that right university that comes through for you, that right college that comes through for you, then obviously you've got, you know, you can enter into those, you know, college or universities knowing that you'll be coming out, you know, flying high, and knowing that you've got into the one of your choice. You know, you will feel like you're on cloud nine, and that's what I was feeling when I was going along the readings today. So the next two cards that came out for you, we had Confidence and Message of Water. So with the Confidence card, it was like to say, the saying of you have to be in it to win it came into mind. And with the Messenger of Water, again, this person is just totally focused, transfixed here, just waiting on information to come in, you know. So this is what I was really drawn to, gems, for you this month on this reading. It was just like, have the, you know, with the Confidence card coming out for you, it was like a message to say, just, you know, be confident. I feel that whatever placements that you've asked for regarding the university or colleges, you know, be confident to know that I do feel it'll be a favourable outlook that you'll be receiving on that news front. And with the Messenger of Air, as I said, it just totally transfixed here, guys, on the information that you're waiting to hear from. So obviously this is not along the lines of, you know, job-wise, or like I said, these people are waiting, because like I said, I just feel it's like an organisation here. Having the, you know, the pillars here, I just feel like it's a prestigious either job that you've applied for, that you absolutely got your heart and soul into it, or it is higher education, because with the fiver there, it's like you've done one level of education, and this is like to take you to a higher level, as I felt, because you've already achieved so much. Because if we look at like the messenger of water, all these pearls here, and like the crown that she's wearing, it feels like you've already achieved a lot, either in your work field, or, as I said, educational wise. You've already got so many qualifications under your belt, so to speak. But this is just like you're just waiting. You're just waiting to hear now, I feel, to take you to the last step, like your masters or something like that, or going into this organisation that can, you know, make you feel empowered and use the skills and abilities that you've already got. I do feel there's, if it's to do with the job side of it, guys, if it's like you've applied for a job and you're absolutely just waiting on hearing about the result of this job, because I feel it could have been a job where a lot of people are in the running, and that's why, you know, the person's here with a horses for courses, as I call it. There's a lot of people who've applied for this position, and that's why it's the anticipation here. You know, it's something so passionately that you know you want to pursue, you want to the field that you want to go into, because you will be flying high. I do feel it's like quite a high flying job. That's some of my gems might have applied for, and at the time of applying, you might have felt you were out of depth with it a little bit, with the messenger of water card as well, thinking, you know, you're looking, it's like she's looking gazingly at this opportunity, thinking, you know, was I just daydreaming to the fact that I could ever, you know, achieve something like this? But it's saying have the confidence, guys, because I do feel, you know, you will be hearing about whatever this is, this you know, just total waiting game here, but I do feel it's going to be a positive outcome. So I'm just going to open up the reading a little bit further for you, and we've got Messenger of Fire with the Oath card. So I do feel, as I said, there's something around this application here. There's something around this position, or you know, whether it's, like I say, I've got an aspect of university and colleges, but it's like you have to swear yourself in to wherever this place is, whatever I'm picking up with. It's like there's some kind of oath that you have to take before you can start. It's like swearing allegiance type of thing. And like I say, with the college and university, I feel like it's a level, like it's your final level here, where you get your letters after your name kind of thing that you're studying for. And I just feel there's that air about it. And with the Messenger of Fire, again, I just pick up here, it's something that it's like a golden opportunity that, you know, if you can bag this opportunity, then you know it's the right path that can open up a lot of doorways for you. So this is what I'm feeling here. Obviously it's not going to resonate with everybody, but I just picked up more or less straight away on these two key elements here, because, you know, it's just somebody who's just patiently waiting to hear about something that they've set their heart, you know. It's like looking at the Oath card, it's like you set your heart and soul in. That's what I feel. It's like it's just consumed you so much. It's like you want it more than anything, and that's what I feel with the Messenger Fire. You're just waiting again, just looking there, waiting to get that answer come to you. So I'm just going to open this up a little bit more for you, and we've got the Fool with the Six of Air. So with the Fool card, obviously it's a new phase, a new cycle. So if once you get the information come through, then obviously you are going to be taking on that new position, that new job. And again, with the boat there and the seagulls around it, it's like this flying high. Keep getting this flying high quotation for you guys here. It's like your ship will have come in and it will put you on the path of where you will be flying high. Because I do feel like if it is to do with the university or the study or whatever aspect that is to do with, it's like gaining letters after your name for something that you've been studying for quite a long time. And it's going to set you on that path, guys, where you will be flying high. That's what I was picking up on these cards. So let's just open it up a little bit more. And we've got fulfillment and Three of Air. So with the fulfillment, it's like food for thought, isn't it? Like I say, with it, and to me as well, it's a celebration. I feel like it's a celebration card here. So obviously, once you get the news through, I do feel obviously that there's that's the time for celebration. With the Three of Air, with this here, it's about, again, with the wings. It's just a message to say that you will be flying high. You're a high achiever, and so it's just to say, like, how can I explain it without losing you? I do feel that the information that you're going to get through, guys, is going to be, I'm confident to say that this opportunity that you've been waiting for, or whether it's news, as I said, of a placement or something like that, it is going to be a positive outcome on this. And as I said, it's just something that you've wanted for a long time. It's a path that you want to follow down to achieve this. And I do feel you have been, it has been sort of spiritually, you've basically been put on the pathway as well. I do think Spirit has had some help, a guiding hand in this as well. But it's like it's been a wish of yours. It's just been an absolutely burning, passionate wish of yours. This has. That's, like I say, you just you've gone so far and you're just waiting on the news now. You're just waiting on this information. But as I said, I do feel the divine here. I've had a little bit of input on it, because having the Three of Air and the Eight of Air together. But I do feel like this is just you anyway. It's just you waiting on this news coming in. But it is saying with the Hope card here, with the Hope card, I just felt that more as at one stage, as I said, you sort of self-doubted, wondering whether you were on the right path. Because looking at this, it was like you had two options. You had two options to choose from, really, now looking at these cards. And you're a little bit in the dark, wondering which path you should follow. Because I'm not looking at the word hope here. I'm just looking more at the scene that it actually sets in the card. And I do feel it was at the time of going back to the start of the reading, it's like you may have been thinking, have I made the right decision? Now looking at this, it's like to say, have I actually made the right decision? Now you're sort of sitting outside, the place of choice or the job of choice. So you might be having second thoughts now. Some of my gems here, looking at this now, because obviously as I read the cards, guys, I get further downloads of information come through to me, and I get other messages coming through. So now I'm having this information saying some of my gems out there may have applied for something or have been offered something and they've taken it, and now they're thinking, have I actually taken the wrong choice here? But if that's the case, and you do think, you know, it's obviously the food for thought. It's like it may be some Geminis who've actually accepted a job or accepted a placement and then actually having doubts about it now. Because that's what I'm thinking here. With this, it's the actual scene I'm more interested in. It's like you've come to the start of this pathway, and you're hesitating, like looking into the distance and seeing. It's like you've actually sort of stopped yourself. This is what I'm feeling. It's like you've stopped yourself in your tracks, and you're contemplating. You're actually rethinking about whether this is the right option that you've actually gone for now. It's not going to, like I say, it's not going to be for everyone, but just the main collective of this reading, not to lose you all, was I was going in originally saying that this is, some of my gems are waiting on important information about something that they've actually, you know, got the heart and mind setting. That's going to have them high flying for this position. That a lot of people have applied for it. You know, so you just, it's just a burning ambition, as I said, that you're waiting for regarding this flying high. So on the one side, I've got a collective of gems here who have made the right decision. They are just waiting for that to come in, and I do feel there will be a celebration with the food of thought there. But then on the other side of the scale, I've got these other Geminis who are now in kind of a despair, because it's like this is here now thinking, I've gone into this, I've gone into this job, I've gone into this college, I've gone into this university, I've gone onto this course, and now I'm having doubts thinking, you know what, I don't think this is for me. And it's like you went into it a little bit blind, because having the blindfold on, and whereas you thought at the time it was going to take you to higher places, and you thought at the time, yeah, this is for me, you know, this job's for me. Now, looking at the confidence card, it's like you haven't got the confidence to actually carry on with the course. You haven't got the confidence in being happy in the actual job you've taken. And this is what I'm feeling now on the other side of the coin here. So I'm just going to go across these cards again, and we'll have a look on the flip side of this. So here with the messenger of water, this is where your emotions come in, guys. For these ones who I feel have gone into something and there's a little sense of regret here. So it's you know, consuming your headspace a little bit. I'm just going to get these cards back into order, guys. So having the oath with the messenger of fire, it's like, yeah, you was all for it. You know, you swore to yourself, yeah, this is definitely what I want. This is what I'm going to go for. And now with the messenger of fire, it's like burning doubts. It's like burning this doubt in your head, guys. Let me just get these. I need a bigger stand down about, guys, really. So I do apologise. I don't want to lose you on the reading. But yeah, so on the other side I was saying, it's like self-doubt here. Like you was going into it, you know, yeah, I'm fully focused. This is the right path. This is what I'm you know, but then it's like doubting it. And having these two here, it's, to me, it's a bit of turbulence. It's a turbulence on your decision. And I just feel you're just really contemplating on whether you have, you need to, it's like, how can I put it into words? It's like you're thinking about jumping ships. That's what I feel. Like you're jumping ships, as in you're just not happy in the decision that you made. Where you thought it was the right one at the time, it's giving you now food for thought. And that's why I feel that's cards come out there. And this is you here, guys. You're just really, really thinking to yourselves, have you made the wrong decision? Have you made the wrong decision? And this is why, you're struggling a little bit, that you feel like you're on the wrong path here. So the Three of Air and the Eight of Air, as I say, coming out together, I just feel this is like you. And it's as though I feel you may have felt like you'd been pushed. It was something like you went for, but you really wasn't truly wanting to go for it. But I feel like other people had pushed you into it, whether that was parents or teachers, or you had no time to think, really. It was like you were sort of railroaded a little bit. This is what I feel. And now it's a realisation of, well, actually, I haven't got my heart in this. I haven't got my heart in this job. I haven't got my heart in this study. And this is like the divine here allowing you to actually think for yourself. Because I feel like you had your mind was clouded here. It's like, and now it's like your judgment was clouded. That's what I want to say. Your judgment was clouded by other people, but you've realised that now. And this is what I feel for some of my gems. It's the realisation that you feel like you're on the wrong path. It's like you took that wrong choice, you took that wrong course, you took that wrong job, and people were saying, and you hadn't got time to think, really. It was like you was just railroaded along the process, like you'd done sort of like one level of it, and within the workplace, and then I just feel like you've been railroaded. Yeah, you've done that now. Do this now, sort of thing. But you never had time to really think about it. And once you started the course, or once you started that aspect of that work, that job within a job that you were already doing, but it's sort of how can I put it? I don't want to confuse you. It's like you were either in an actual job, you were already doing a job, and then your boss had come along, or somebody had come along and said, well, actually, we want you to take on another role within your job. And you've sort of been railroaded along, and it's like had no time to think about it, and you've took it on board, but then you felt like you've been out your depth. You're not happy in doing it. But there's that realisation of telling your boss or whoever, and like say, well, actually, this is stressing me out. I'm not comfortable with this. And it's causing you sort of stress and a bit of anxiety as well. So basically, if I can say to you, a job that you did love doing here at the start, as it's going through the processes, there's something happened where you've been railroaded a little bit into taking on more responsibility, that you're now questioning, guys. You're now questioning that you didn't want to take that on board. You feel like you're on the wrong path. That's what I feel. So I've got two elements going on here. Like I say, I've always get sort of two sides to the reading, but with this one, it's going through the process of, I'm going to recap it so not to lose you. I've got one lot of Geminis who are patiently waiting to hear of results. Patiently waiting to hear results of whether they've bagged a dream job, okay? That's going to have you flying high. This decision is. It's either a dream job or a dream placement within a college or a university. That's what I feel. And as we go along, it's basically saying, there's going to be a celebration, and you will be put on, you are on the right path. But then on the other side, I've got the other side of the coin of where I've got these Geminis who were actually, they love their job to start with, you know, they've been doing a job that they've loved, but somewhere along the line, they've been pushed to take on more responsibility where they've thought at the time, yeah, okay, I'll have a little bit more money on this. You know, there'll be a few more strings to my bow within the organisation that I'm working in. And because it's been like a collective, because it's, you know, like you've been working in a collective and I feel like other people have been on, you know, doing the same thing. But as you've gone along with doing it, and you've taken it on board, you've had mixed emotions by taking it on board. But obviously, you know, it's like an allegiance, isn't it, to your company? You're thinking, well, you know, I better give it a shot, see how I get on. You know, they've promised me that I'll get the support, I'll get the training. You know, I'll be earning a little bit more. It's sort of, they've painted it out to me as being a high flying position. Okay, so you've had this consuming your headspace here, you know, and you've sort of like started on the journey of it, because like it feels like a new chapter, and then you feel like you've hit the rocks, because this is what I feel like here. This is like you've set the ship. That's a hard 2 words to say, guys. You've set the ship to sail, okay, and by taking on the task, what they've asked you to do, as you've gone along with the mixed emotions, but because you've worked there quite a while, you know, you've sort of like swearing a legion to say, yeah, go on, then I'll take on the responsibility, and you've took it on board, and then now you feel like you've hit the rocks with it, and it's food for thought. It's now become a worry, because it's causing you stress, okay? Even though it was supposed to be a higher achiever job for you, it's clouded your judgment. This has clouded your judgment massively, and it's now bringing stress in, because you don't feel like you feel like you've been led off your path. That's what I feel. You've been led off your original path. Whereas, you know, you were happy going along doing your normal job, and that's sort of like, it's like you were sold the position. That's what I feel. Like you were sold the actual position. Falsely, really, I do feel. But you felt like you were, you know, at the time, afterwards, you felt like you were out your depth. And you felt like that at the start, to be fair. And it's like you were talked into it. No, you'll be fine. You've got the support. We're here. You know, think of the extra money. Think of the, you know, you'll be out and about more. You'll be mixing with different clientele. And they painted it out as being quite a good thing, quite a good move from what you were doing. But now I just feel it's like you're in a little bit of despair. Gems, about it. So that was the 2 elements I've got on this reading for you guys. So I hope I haven't lost you all on that. But like I say, I've just got the one side where it's all positive with the, yeah, it's a job that you've wanted for, or a place or a position. And that's all going to come in, confident that, you know, you're in the running there. And I do feel on that sense, you are going to get the answers you want on that. And that is your right path, and you will fly high. You will fly high with that, because I feel like it's somebody who's you know, it's like getting letters after the name. That's what I feel, letters after the name on that one. But then on the other side of the coin here, we've got the old, it's like it's these people who've took this challenge on, that their original position, what they're already doing, has been presented to them by their employer. And as they've gone along with it, it's too much. It's ended up being too much, and like I say, food for thought now, guys, that you're getting stressed over it. So if that's the case, and it's making you feel like that, and it's making you feel ill, and the worry over it, because it's worrying to say, like, to speak to your supervisor or whoever, and you know, to actually stand there and say, actually, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling with this position, but this is what I feel that might be coming to head in October. This is what I feel like. I'm just picking up on all the emotions of some of my Geminis that they're sort of bottling up and feeling on taking this extra, you know, this new job aspect within their existing job, what they've been doing, what they love to do originally, that you were happy just bumbling along doing what you're doing, and then I feel like you've been pushed. It's like you've been pushed somewhere along the line, Gems, and I don't know, I can't say how that's manifested itself. Obviously, if I get any feedback, you know, it might open it up for me a little bit more as to why I feel like some of my gems have been pushed into this position. But by being pushed into it, and at the time you thought it was okay, as it's transpired down the line, and I feel like more so at the end of October, this is where all the feelings of where you felt like he was supposed to put you on cloud nine and all this, it's not going to happen. So that's what I get from the reading. So I'm just going to do a quick shuffle of the Moon Goddess cards to get an affirmation on this. So yeah, on one side of the coin it's really positive, but on the other side I do feel quite, you know, mixed emotions here for the people who I'm picking up on this, being sort of railroaded and pushed into something that they really didn't want to do in the first place. So yeah, that's quite an interesting read, really. Let's have a quick look at what we've got here from my lovely Geminis. And I've got that one there popping out. So I've got, I have empathy and kindness for others, but I'm more looking at the picture here, because I'm more looking at the picture for the people who are in this, being pushed into this element of their job where they are now reflecting, because I do feel like this is you here doing your work and being pushed along, as in like a new broom sweeps clean, but it was like a new part of that job aspect that was new to you to deal with. And even though you took the steps to do it, you're reflecting back now. You know, it's like this reflection of, I'm not happy, you know, I'm not happy in taking that. And it's like it's like you want to go back to what you were originally doing. So I just feel that's like some ground that you're gonna have to, you know, speak with your boss, your supervisor, or whatever, to try it, you know, to tell them that you're struggling, because you can only mask it for so long, and it's going to make you ill, guys. If you're struggling with something that you don't feel like you're happy with, you know, you're going to have to bring that to the surface, and that's what I feel there. But then on the other side of the coin, with the good news aspect of it, I just feel this is you moving forward. Again, another new broom sweeps clean, but it's a new cycle here. It's just a new cycle for something that you've wished for. This has been something that's been you've planted and manifested in the past to take you into this new cycle in the future. So that's what I feel there for the people who are waiting on this important decision. But it's saying, you know, I do feel that you're going to get the right outcome on that, guys, and you are going to be set on the right path for you, because I'm having the new moon cycle here. For the guys who are waiting on the positive decision, then you are on the right path. But the ones on the, you know, it's a struggling between the two here on what you used to do and what you're actually doing now. And I just feel that's going to be coming to a head, Gems, for you, for those who are struggling on that, took that job on and not happy with it. Yeah, guys, so that's what I got from those cards, really. But I do like to try and put a romantic element in my readings. So I'm just going to quickly go along the cards again here, looking onto the fact from a romantic point here, because I did have sort of a romantic link coming to me when I was manifesting on the cards. So I'm just going to quickly go through the process of the romantic side on this, just in case any of my gems can take it. I felt here that this was to do with somebody from your past. I feel some of my gems here, there was a relationship breakdown and it wounded you, obviously. I think there's been a split here for a couple of months that has really affected you here, with the breakdown of this relationship. But with the Five of Air, it's saying here, and with this card with the confidence, it just said, even though you tried to sort of get yourself out and about, back, you know, doing normal things, going out socially with friends, you just get, you know, kept getting pulled back to missing this person. Because I do feel like, you know, they were your everything, Gem. That you know, but I do feel like it's been a relationship being split up for the last couple of months, where you've been left out in the cold. You have no idea, you've heard nothing of how that person is getting on. But it's like you've been wishing, manifesting that you could just hear something from them. But your friends have sort of had you out and about, socially, you know, saying, come on, you've got to get out now. And you've tried your best, really. You've tried your best to socialise and be out there with your friends, but you just getting pulled back, missing this person who was around you in this relationship. It just keeps drawing you back, no matter how many times you go out with your friends. It's just saying here, it's like, how can I put it? It's like the ship sailed, and that's obviously the end of the relationship here. And you did feel like you were on the rocks when that relationship finished, and that relationship was set sail. But as I looked into the cards further, right, this is the messenger of water. This was you totally consumed, and you felt really lost, as I say, once this person had gone out your life. And like I say, I'm picking up a couple of months here, guys, with the split, and it could be that you were dealing with a Leo. You know, could have been that you were dealing with a Leo, Gems, or it could be an air sign, because obviously we've got the actually a fire sign. No, it could be a Leo. Having the alchemical sign here of the upward pointing triangle, that is a fire sign. So it could be a fire sign, that this relationship that you were in. But it, you know, since the split, it's just totally consumed you, and you do miss them. But guys, I do feel here that you are going to hear from them. There's going to be, because having the Fool card here, along with the Messenger of Fire and the Oath card, I do feel, because I feel like the communication had broken down. Obviously, once that relationship got set sail and disappeared into the sunset for them, because obviously I feel you were dumped by them, or the amicable split, you know, it's more for them leaving. Because I do feel that they actually went with somebody else, because at the time you just was questioning yourself, just going over things, thinking it was your fault. You know, because obviously I do feel that they went off with somebody else. Here, I do feel they had their head turned, and they went off with somebody else, which obviously devastated you, because then you questioned yourself then, thinking you weren't good enough. It gave you food for thought about why the relationship broke down. But I do feel, guys, that because it's been a couple of months, 2 to 3 months since you've heard anything from them. But I do feel you are going to hear from this person that you had the relationship. It's like slips. It's hard reading, guys. It's been hard reading this as. So the hope card for you in this context is because you've been hoping. You've done nothing but want hope on this relationship, that, you know, they left you, they had the head turned by somebody else scenario, and then obviously it's not as good as they thought it was going to be, and for some reason I do feel you are going to get contact from them. It's something that you've wished, because when I've looked at this card here, I've got 2 lovebirds here in the past, okay? This is what I'm feeling. You've got two lovebirds here within your past, and this is that relationship that you were in, that you just absolutely were besotted with that person, absolutely besotted with that person. And when they disappeared and went off, okay, it was just something, you know, it just brought you to self-doubt. You cross-examined yourself so much, you blamed yourself so much, but they had to go. They went because obviously they had the head turned. They had the head turned, but I do feel now, after this, you know, it's been 2 or 3 months, they've realised it wasn't as good as when they set out on that journey, when that boat set sail, being them, because this is what I feel. This was them going off, pursuing whoever it was that had the head turned by. But that relationship, guys, hit the rocks. And that's where I feel. After about 6 weeks, it's hit the rocks. But you obviously haven't heard anything about it. But I'm just feeling you are going to hear about it, guys. And this is something that you've wished for. You know, you've always kept that little bit of a hope that you know, the relationship was going to break down and they may get in contact with you. And I just feel, guys, for some of my gems out there, and it's not going to be for everybody, but on the love aspect here, I do feel you are going to hear from them, because it's this lovebirds here on this card, because I feel this is you. I feel that's them, because they feel like they've been a fool the way they treated you. They've realised they've missed you as much as you've missed them, okay? And it's like a relationship that's going to be revisited, because this is what I feel with this, with all the swirling emotions here. And even though your friends have, you know, tried their hardest to sort of, you know, get that person, whether it's a he or a she, out of your headspace by saying, come on, we're going out on the town, you know, you need to meet new people. Harder said than done, because I do feel, as I say, some of my gems out there are going to have this connection. You're going to have a communication back, and it's going to hurt, guys. You know what I mean? It's going to hurt both of you, because with the, you know, the hand on the heart here, it's a heart wrench to think that, you know, you've been, you know, how they treated you, and they're resurfacing, because that's what I feel as well with the actual ship here. It's like resurfacing, you know, and I do feel that hit the rocks on that relationship, and it's weird how karma works, guys, because I feel they left you to pursue. They had their head turned, okay, so they left you to follow this fancy or wherever it was, for them to get dumped. It's happened to them. Do you know what I mean? So it was like they entered the relationship, but it was the person who they went off with has done the reverse onto them, done exactly to them of what they've done to you. So there's, you know, there's going to be a bit of, like I say, it's going to be a heart-wrenching communication back in from this person, but it's something that you've hoped for. It's something that you've wanted, really, because you just couldn't, you haven't got over them. You just have not got over them at all. And that's what I feel there. And then having pulled this card out in the love aspect of it, then it's like saying again, it's just, I feel like the cycle's coming back round again. That's why I feel like you're going to hear contact from them, because it's a new moon. But like, this was you here after the relationship finished, okay? Like this is, this is you here, but you just pulled into the past. You just can't move. You just can't, no matter how hard you've tried to move on, and the kindness of others in helping you try to forget this person, you just haven't been able to do it, and you've just been rooted. You know, you've just been, your whole emotions here. You just haven't wanted to move on, because you've had this hope. Here, guys, you've had this hope and burning wish here, okay, that this would come back round. you know, that they would see sense here. And believe me, they'll be wearing the heart on the sleeve, and the apologies and everything's going to be coming. And it's going to be hard. Like I say, it's hard, isn't it, when you split up with somebody and then, you know, they come back in your life, basically wanting to say sorry how they treated you, and realised, you know, they were wrong in what they did. So a bit of humble pie there, food for thought. That's why that card, you know, with the food on it, with the wine and the food. It's just food for thought, guys, really, in the whole process. I'll leave it there because I'll just destroy everything. But yeah, so now I'm going to read my little bit of poetry, what I've done for you guys on that. But I just like to try and put different elements into it, because as I go along the readings, as you know, I pull different things out, and I do feel I wanted to cover a love aspect on there as well as the other aspect I'd got on it to start with. So the poems that I've got for you then, my lovely gems, this month is Waiting for the Answers, Be It Work or Love. Just know there is some intervention from spirit up above. For work, it is a calling, something you wish to do. For love, it's a path revisited, and you won't know what to do. Just know that you are being guided, so just sit and wait time for universe to play the tune. Sorry, let me just read that. So just sit and wait time for the universe to play the tune of fate. So I'm just going to read that again, because obviously I bodged up a little bit there. But we've got waiting for the answers, be it work or love. Just know there is some intervention from spirit up above. For work, it is a calling, something you wish to do. For love, it's a path revisited, and you won't know what to do. Just know that you are being guided, so just sit and wait. Time for the universe to play the tune of fate. Because it's going to be fate for those who are waiting on the decision of the university college, if it's fated, and I do feel you'll get the positive answer on there, whether it's the job you're waiting for, the flying high on that aspect. And then it's fate as well with the work, as in you're not happy in the position that you've been given, you know, where I said you've been railroaded a little bit in that job aspect, where I feel like you've been pushed along. That wasn't your, you know, if you're not happy, then you don't feel like you're on the right path, then that's your fate then to turn around to whoever to bring that to the forefront and say, look, you know, I wasn't really fated for this. I've tried it. I'm not happy with it. It's making me ill. I'm stressing too much. Can I please go back to what I was doing before? And that's what I feel there. And then on the love side of it, it's a path revisited, and you won't know what to do. Because in one aspect, you've thought to yourself, yeah, I want this. I've wanted him, you know, him or she to come back and contact me and say, I'm really sorry, you know, because I do feel that you've missed them, etc. So you won't know what to do, because in one sense, you've anchored after it, you've hoped for it, but then when it comes and hits you in the face sort of thing, you're going to be like, oh, you know, what do we do now from this? But obviously that will play out, and I do feel, obviously, gems, it's up down to you then to talk things through, and whether you know, rekindle that relationship and carry on forward. So before I finish, guys, I'm just going to, I've got some little charms in this little pouch here, quite a lot of little charms. So I'm just going to pull out, have a little whittle around here and see what we have out for you. See what comes out. Oh, look, we've got a heart. Oh, guys, that's lovely. So for those who are waiting to hear on the what they, you know, whether the job they've applied for, or the college or the university, you know, that's the love and passion that you're waiting to hear from. And then we've got the other people who've been railroaded into the positions within their workplace they're not happy with, and it's basically there saying you need to get back to doing what you love, and the job that you're doing you've been forced into, or the areas where I feel like you've been forced into, you know, there's no love there, so that needs to be addressed. And then finishing on with the love relationship here, then that's just a symbol there to say that I do feel, like I said, this relationship is going to come back into fruition. So yeah, that's lovely how that's come out, guys. I'm dead chuffed that little heart's come out there. So I hope I didn't lose you all with the reading, because like we've got 3 categories on this reading here, but I just, like I say, when I start reading, it manifests as I go along. You know, I get like all the information, so I tried to cover all aspects there where I was getting downloaded. So yeah, my lovely gems, any feedback on this, because obviously it'll help me understand, you know, where I was saying about the organisations, or, you know, the colleges or the universities. If it does resonate with anybody, then any comments on that, it'd be great to get some feedback. So I hope you have a great October, guys, and I'll look forward to reading to you for whenever I do my next little reading. So take care of yourself then. Bye, bye.